Understanding the music business is the key to success. It's also the responsibility of all musicians and artists to make sure that you have a firm grasp of what it's going to take for you to be successful in the music business. However, with that comes also being scammed. The more musicians have gotten into the arena of music means the more scammers have seen opportunities. And each and every week, I get emails from one of you guys highlighting a possible scam. We're going to delve into emails that we received from you, the viewer, and talk about things that are possible scams and things that are legit. Stay tuned. Peace and blessings, guys. My name is SG1 from the Grammy Award-winning team, the Peacemakers. We are a team of music producers and songwriters who've been in the industry for more than 30 years. And we have seen our share of scams. We've seen our shares of bad situations in the music industry, but we've also seen what diligence does and how pushing forward can make you guys music millionaires and set you and your family up to be successful in the music industry. Now, with that said, if this is your first time to my channel, make sure you subscribe because I'm going to be pushing out more videos like this, not only highlighting scams, but also teaching you guys the secrets of the music millionaires and music elite so that you have an advantage over other musicians when it comes to recognizing what you need to do and be in order to make it in the music industry. So guys, let me say this. It is so heart-wrenching, it's depressing, it is so draining to know that as you try to move forward in your music career and you're taking all these steps and you're doing certain things and you're trying to follow all this quote rules to make it happen, that someone is willing to basically troll you and then take your money because that's all you got time for, right? That's what you're doing. You're busting your tail and trying to make money so somebody can just rip you off. And it is truly discouraging. You know what I mean? I know I've probably said that word already before, but it is. It's very discouraging. It's heart-wrenching. It is draining, if just to say the least. So let me say this though, guys. Even if you've already been scammed, do not allow it to take away your spirit. Do not allow it to take away your momentum. Do not allow it, or don't allow them to rob you of your drive. This is designed to take away your passion for what you want to do the most, the music industry. And the thing that I want to do in this particular episodes or these episodes is give you at least a better chance at identifying scams so that you can at least avoid as many as possible. Now, am I saying that what I'm going to share with you and teach you or show you is going to completely stop you from being scammed? No, but it should red flag you in some instances, or at least give you a stop button or pause button before moving quickly and sending money or sending demos or something of that nature to different people that are trying to scam you. Now, let me also say there's been plenty of times I get emails by people who think they're being scammed, and it's not that you're being scammed, and you just are unaware or uninitiated to certain music practices. All right, but I will always make it clear in those situations so that you have at least the knowledge to know that and be able to then make a firm choice or make a decision that you feel comfortable with. All right, guys. Now, in this episode, we're going to name this the A&R scam because that is the topic at which we're talking about. Let's go into the email that I received from a viewer highlighting what he thinks may be an A&R scam. So this email comes from Emmanuel I from mannybeats@gmail.com. He says, I watched one of the videos about scams in the music industry. I've been scammed a few times already since the beginning of this year. To make a long story short, I networked with several A&R managers, social media. Some A&R managers required me to pay a fee of some sort to get my beats heard. I never received any return of investment back from my beats getting placement. I only caught 2 A&R managers scammed, but others A&Rs I could not find. How do you build trust when networking with A&Rs? Well, first and foremost, Emmanuel, let me thank you for that email and taking the time out to send it to me. Let's talk A&R first and foremost, guys. What is an A&R? Now, A&R stands for Artist and Repertoire. This is the division of a record label that is responsible for talent scouting and artistic and commercial development of the recording artist. It also acts as a liaison between the artist and record label. The role of A&R has three main responsibilities, one being finding talent. Now, this information was taken from musiccareers.net, okay, guys? However, I want to highlight that aspect of what we just read when it comes to A&Rs. That an A&R is a part of a record label's whose responsibility is talent scouting. That's the number one thing we really want to understand about A&Rs. The other aspect of that is building or creating or critiquing artists and their music so that the artist is being developed properly so that they have a better chance, or the record label has a better chance at a successful music promotion for an artist. The last thing, which I think is the most critical aspect of understanding the A&R, and not to say that this is summarizing the entire duties of an A&R and what A&Rs are capable of doing, but the last aspect of it, which I think we need to highlight, is A&Rs act as a liaison between the artist and the label. Oftentimes being able to negotiate what music is actually going onto an album or possible sync placements or things of that nature. A&R also sometimes put together collaborations between artists and producers. So given the basis of what we've read just so far, and again, not to take away all the things that A&Rs do, but if we just take those three elements and apply it to your situation, Emmanuel, based on your email, we can determine several different things. One, that you networked with supposed A&Rs for the purpose of getting your beats reviewed, okay? And you paid to do that. If that is the understanding that you had with those A&Rs, there is nothing else that they were required to do unless you feel like they made promises to you after reviewing your music that said that they will get your music placed. They did their jobs. A&Rs are great at actually listening to music and seeing the potential behind artists and also critiquing your music. However, the thing that you want to do before contacting any A&R is due diligence. Finding out who the A&R is, their background, their successes, their failures, what labels they've worked with, who they are. Before sending money to anybody, guys, you want to make sure that you establish that you understand and know the repertoire of the said A&R, so that way you know that this A&R's reputation is one that they either find worthy of protecting and or if they have a bad reputation. And it's not hard to find these things out now with Google. However, just based on the email itself, you said that you paid A&Rs to listen to your music, which they obviously did. Now, where the scam come into place sounds like you were expecting your music to get placed, but I don't know where you was expecting that music to be placed at. Was it an agreement for your music to be placed with a record label? Were you looking to get a deal? Were you soliciting these A&Rs so that they could possibly get you signed to a label or work with an artist? That you did not make clear in your email. However, I will simply say, based on what you said so far, it sounds like they did what they were asked to do for what you paid them for. If we go back to what A&Rs do, okay, then we will understand what we should be paying for or what we are looking for them to do for the money we're paying for. And we are also able to highlight exactly what it is we want them to do for the money that we're sending them, and or find out what they will do for us for the money that we are sending them. These things are very important, guys, which is why the first thing that I did was read what an A&R typically does. Once you understand what a person does or is supposed to do, you're able to better communicate with them your expectations, project, and or get a quote of how much they'll charge for them to do XYZ. Something else that you want to also outline, guys, and be the one to definitely pinpoint is, how will I get proof of these things? So if it just goes down to an A&R submitting your music to a record label, what will be the criteria for you providing evidence that you did such? Or if you expect that music to be placed with said artist or a producer or something of that nature, or vice versa, what are going to be the guidelines that stipulates reasonable proof for you to feel like they did what they said they would do for the money that you sent them? These are things, guys, that you gotta be able to talk about. And if you're dealing with someone that's legitimate, they don't mind having this conversation with you. They won't mind it being able to submit to you people they've worked with in the past and references. These are things, guys, that you have to start looking at and be willing to ask, especially when you're spending more than $100, $200 or even higher for services from someone. Now, I'm not saying if you spent less than $100, it denotes the value of your money at all, because money is money, and when you're spending it with someone, you want to get something in return, or at least understand that you were given a chance for your music to be put in its proper light, or put before the right people. You want to know that you're getting something, or someone's working toward helping you better your career. But when it comes to you spending your money, guys, you definitely want to have clear cut and defined outline of what it is you're paying for. You want to know who you're working with. You want to know their background. You want to know their success rates. You want to ask them all the questions that make you feel comfortable, and know that at least you did your part in making sure that you weren't being scammed. With that said, if you decide that you may feel like you need an A&R for your indie label, or you want an A&R to represent you, again, do a background check. Make sure that you critique, ask the right questions, guys. Make sure that there's no stone left uncovered or untouched, so that you can feel comfortable before submitting your money to an A&R to represent you. Again, guys, the responsibility is truly on you to do your due diligence when you are sending professionals, or quote, so-called professionals, over your money. Last thing I want to talk about is, for the most part, guys, always understand that true professionals, people who are able to actually help you, don't solicit you. True professionals who are in the music business, that are actually tangible, are working constantly with artists. They're constantly perfecting their craft, and they're in the field currently working, just like ourselves as the Peacemakers. We're still working in the music business. You want to deal with people who are working in the music business, and people as such tend to not have the time to solicit people to work for. Now, I'm not saying that this is not the case for possibly retired A&Rs, or A&Rs who stepped away from major labels or indie labels and they're now looking to pick up more clients. No, I'm not saying that, because that is a possibility. Now, I hope this video helped you in some way, fashion, or form protect your interests and keep you from being scammed. And I also hope this, guys, informed you in some way, fashion, or form of what an A&R is and what you should look for when dealing with A&Rs or spending your money with a A&R professional or someone who claims to be an A&R. All right, guys, if this video did help you, please make sure you share it, because knowledge is power when it comes to the music industry, and the more people that we can reach and touch and protect from being scammed, the better it is for us all. Okay, guys? So make sure you share this video on your social media platforms, no matter where it is, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, and also hit the like button. This allows YouTube to rank this video and helps us rank, so that other musicians and producers and artists like yourself are able to watch this video, and that you've helped them possibly save money, time, and also being scammed. Worst case scenario. I'm your man SG1 again from the Peacemaker, saying always, music is life. We out.